Welcome to JP Sports Talk, episode 1, featuring my cousin, Raziel Adams. We know we're living in a tough time right now. The coronavirus has really been affecting a lot of our lives in America. But, we love sports and we still want to get the news, information out there, access. We miss sports a lot, man. It's a lot been going on. It's been crazy. What you think, right? Like, these times we're living in, it's crazy.
It's a tough time, man. A lot of people panicking, and as fans of sports, we really losing out right now. All we have is clips and just a lot of older times to reflect on, and for us to really, we at a time where we can really enjoy sports. We can really enjoy it for what it is and not be so critical about it. So, we lost, current sports right now, but it's a good time for us to reflect on what we do have and how we're spoiled. We're really spoiled as fans.
Yeah, exactly. Just to feed off that, there's been a lot of different documentaries on. There's been a lot of, different interviews, old school games like I've been watching. Like, it's just been so different. It's so surreal just living in this time, not being able to do certain things and being restricted on like things that you do on a daily basis. So like that's new to me. But for everybody out there, just stay safe, wash your hands, don't be around people, keep social distancing 6 to 8 feet, as they say. Stay prayed up, keep God first. And I believe we'll get through this. So let's get into the topics today.
All right.
So Raziel, man, how you feeling, man?
Just life in general.
Yeah, just life in general. How you feeling?
Going through a different time. I'm transitioning. Freshman year, college student, student athlete. But it's a lot of learning, a lot of growth as a person. Just meeting new people, working with new people, a different area. But I think I'm adjusting pretty well. I really do. But coronavirus has got me. I'm home. I got to do online work. I got to get a job. I ain't making the most money at the job, but I'm blessed enough to have a job because some people, they don't have a job right now. So I'm just blessed in that way, and I'm just fighting through just like everybody else, trying to make everything work.
Yeah, man, you look good, man. You leaned up.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
Man. Most definitely. It was time, man. It was time. Got some of that, that baby fat off me.
All right, you growing into your body, man. Getting older, man. I'm proud of you, man. You look good, man. Growing up as kids.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, you be my protege, dog. But anyway, first question of today. Tell me about your transition from football, man. I know you love football so much growing up and you played. Tell me that transition from football to doing a shot put. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, as a kid, my favorite player was LeBron James. I always wanted to play basketball.
Oh Lord.
I always wanted to play basketball. But when I got to 6th or 7th grade, I was the biggest dude on the court. I'm like, all right, man, it's time to play football. So 8th grade year, I transitioned to football. And I really did love football, but I had to get used to the contact because that wasn't me. I was a big basketball player. It was kind of soft. So played football 8th grade year. I was pretty much hurt. I had a sprained ankle. Went to high school. Didn't really get much playing time my 9th grade year. 10th grade I got a little bit, but 11th grade year and 12th grade is when I really stood out. I was always kind of small for my position. I played center and guard, so I'm 5'10", probably like 5'9" at the time. A lot of recruiters say, "Oh, I'm 5'11".
5'8.5".
Come on, man. don't give me my 2 inches.
I got you.
But I'm 5'10". I was big at the time. I was 5'10", 265. So, my measurables, they weren't outstanding, but I was strong. And, recruiters, the couple of recruiters I did have, or scouts, they would say, "Oh, you got good feet. You're smart. You know what to do. You know where to be and when to be there." But, my size was lacking. So I was blessed with the opportunity to receive a full ride scholarship to Shorter, but I didn't take it. Because, football wasn't where my heart was anymore, and I had to realize I'm only 5'10". I'm probably not going to make it to the NFL, or it's going to be like a really long road. And there's nothing wrong with that, but, again, with football, it's always a risk of CTE. In the position I play, you take a lot of hits because, a lot of younger guys in high school, they use their head. They don't have the proper technique, so you're taking blows to the head every single down, all because somebody doesn't know what they're doing, or they really just don't care. But me transitioning to track and field and throwing a shot put a discus, it was my 11th grade year, and I was like, let me try something different. So I talked to my the track and field coach at the time, who was he was part-time football coach, and I said I want to come out there. So he said, all right, you can come out there. And there's different techniques of throwing shot put. You have the, we call it the two-step, you have the glide, you have the rotational, which is kind of basically a spin. So I came out there, I started doing the two-step, and I take two-step back and throw. In my 11th grade year, I was okay, but I progressed really fast, kind of like in high school to be like, average high schooler throwing the shot put where I was probably like 35, 38 feet, maybe 40, if they're, pretty decent or strong. So my first year, I hit the 40 mark at regionals, but I didn't place. But my 12th grade years when I really started to stand out, I was bigger, I was strong. I was strong, man. I was 5'10", 265, benching 320 and squatting like 410.
You was a beast.
Yeah, I was big, man. But I ended up going to I ended up placing third in my region because I progressed from the two-step technique to the glide technique, and you have to be really quick and explosive to do that, especially at my size, because everybody else in my region was bigger than me for the most part. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't playing football anymore. I'm like, okay, I want to do something with this track and field stuff. So I talked to my coach. He said, okay, I can email the school. I can see if they can get you in. So Columbus State. I'm like, okay, I like the area. It's out of the way. I'm a city kid, man. Born and raised from Zone 4, west side of Atlanta. So I'm like, I want to go somewhere different. So emailed the coach. He got back to me. He said my number was pretty good. My PR was a 44, 3, something like that. And I called him on the phone, Coach Hart, man. Shout out to Coach Hart. But the first time I got on the phone, he asked for my measurables.
Okay.
I'm like, oh man. I'm like, 5'10", 260 again. You kind of small. I'm like, man, here we go with this again. Football and track, I'm too small. So I'm like, okay. So I get up to the school. I start practicing. And my technique wasn't the best, but he was like, you really explosive. So I'm like, I told you, coach. But it took him a while. I started progressing really fast, and before the coronavirus hit, I was top 5 in my conference. And that, it hurt me because I'm like, man, I'm out here competing with juniors and seniors. I'm like, in my head, I'm finna tear these folks up. So I was top 5 in conference for shot put at the time, and top 5 in conference for discus at the time. This is good right now.
From the JP Sports Talk, episode 1, feature my cousin, Raziel Adams.
Let's just continue. I'm gonna just try to edit it.
Coronavirus really affected a lot of.
I'm gonna save it.
Alright.
Alright, just go from where you did off.
And I was top 5 in my conference for shot put and discus, and until the coronavirus hit. But it was tough for me. I was like, dang, I gotta come back home. I was like, when the corona, oh crap, okay, let me try to get back in the flow. So, the coronavirus had hit, and it was like, okay, that's over with. I gotta go back home. I gotta be a student. I gotta get a job. That's it.
All right. That's good stuff, man. I'm very proud of you, dog. You've done a lot, since I've been knowing you your whole life. And I always knew you had talent. Whatever you was gonna do, I knew you was gonna do well in it. And you're doing well, and you're doing good at school. I know Coach Shalanda, Al, I'm proud of you. And my folks proud of you too. So let's keep up the good work. So next segment, man, kind of like how we led the show off. How you think the coronavirus has been, affecting sports culture
nowadays, sports culture. Sports culture.
We could just talk about it.
Man, it's just like I said earlier in the beginning. It's giving us time to appreciate what we had as fans, because we have so much going on. We have so many talented athletes. Even the ones that are underappreciated. We got on social media platforms. We got Sports Center, House of Highlights, Bleacher Report, and etc. and other outlets. you seeing a lot of highlights. You like, wow, I didn't, I forgot about this. I didn't really appreciate this while it was here. Now it's gone. It's giving us time as fans to really soak in, and we'll appreciate sports more when it comes back for sure.
Yeah, I just think, man, I kind of feel more for like the people. Well, let me just give y'all a brief little story about me. Like, I always just wanted to work in the sports industry. Like since like I know like I wasn't gonna make it to the league or like play overseas. Now I just wanted to like work, for a sports organization, and I did with the Hawks. I worked for the Atlanta Hawks for 1 year last year. It was a good experience. I was just trying to get my foot in the door, working in the Hawk shop, in the retail store, selling merchandise and whatnot. That was cool, man. I got to go to the games, every day. I got to see players. I got to meet players.
Trae Young, man.
Yeah, I got to see Trae's rookie year. Like, man, like it was special. I got to go to all the games, see, different players that I didn't get to see growing up. But that was special. But I feel for the people who work for a sports organization because
oh man, I didn't think about that.
Because they have to live off that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's their career. Like,
yeah, they put all this
Yeah.
stuff together for us as fans. We see posts to like Nike come out with new uniforms,
right?
But it's different things for the court, and these are the people that put all of this together for us to get the feel, the experience. Like, let's talk about the Utah Jazz when they wear their purple jerseys. It's throwback. They put all of this together on the court for us fans, for us to get that throwback feel, and they do such a good job. And it's like, some of them, some organizations are leaving those people out, cut out to dry. If I'm not mistaken, the Pelicans owner, he's kind of like, oh, it's not our issue. And it's like Zion, I think he's trying to put forth the effort to make sure they are taken care of.
He did. Yeah, this goes back to like some of the players and like some of the organizations reaching out to their staff. Like I know Kevin Love, he gave out. I don't know the exact amount. I think it was like around $1 million or whatnot, but I don't know. May not be right, but I know he gave some money to the staff, the Cleveland Cavaliers. I know Zion gave about $1 million to the New Orleans Pelicans. And like some other organizations and teams. I know the Falcons. Like Arthur Blank gave Arthur Blank said he's still gonna pay his staff, and he also is giving like $5.5 million to different hospitals, people recovering, nurses, doctors. So there's been a lot of executive leaders and players that have been put forth the effort to like try to take care of their staff and try to like make sure actually just show them that they care about them.
Right.
That's the important thing, like because sometimes, let alone the players, we know like. Players, like I feel for y'all, like I know like y'all can't play. I know by the end of the day, y'all still making millions of dollars. Y'all can provide for your families and whatnot. But don't get me wrong, I know it's still hard for all of us. So I'm not counting y'all out at all. But I'm just saying, like for me specifically, like it was personal because I feel for the people who are employees because that's how they live their life. That's how they make their hard earned money. That's how they live. They live based off, the game, what they do, and that's they work for teams and organization. So that's just interesting, but I feel like we'll get through this, man. It is a pandemic, man. Our first one, in my lifetime. I think all of our lifetimes was living through. So this is definitely some difficult times, but
living through history, man.
But being a sports junkie, I know me for sure. I know Riley is too. Like just not being able to watch games, like. It's about to be the NBA playoffs. It's March Madness right now. Like we can't watch nothing.
It's madness, all right. It's March Madness.
It's March Madness in another way, in a worldly way. But in terms of basketball, it's tough not to watch anything. But we'll get through it, man. But the reason I came over today, man, what I really want to talk about today, the marquee segment of the day.
Okay.
Are y'all listening? I need y'all to pay very close attention to what we're about to talk about right now.
Here we go, man. Here we go.
Let's get to it.
Here we go.
Let's get to it.
Here we go.
The main event. LeBron versus MJ. GOAT breakdown. We're going to break down how LeBron's the GOAT, how Michael Jordan's the GOAT, or how neither one of them the GOAT, or how...
Hold on. Who you gonna bring in? I already know you're gonna bring in.
I'm not bringing in Kobe. This is between LeBron and Jordan.
Okay.
This is between LeBron and Jordan.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to let the young buck start first and give his opinion on LeBron James and why he thinks he's the greatest player of all time.
All right,
Go
all
ahead.
right. In my lifetime, I've only gotten to watch two people that would really consider to go. Kobe, I got to watch Kobe towards the tail end of his career. And personally, I didn't appreciate him enough until like 2012, 2013.
I don't understand why.
I still hate it. And I got to watch LeBron James, who I consider to be the greatest all-around basketball. Well, not the greatest. I don't even want to say greatest. The best all-around player of all time. Because with greatest, it comes with a whole different area. I say he's the best of all time. When you look at LeBron's credentials, 16 all-star appearances, if I'm correct. He didn't go his rookie year. And he averaged 25 and 5 as a rookie. So what else? 16 all-star appearances, 9 finals appearances, 3 championships. Everybody got these jokes, 3-6 Mafia. Hey, I don't care. I'm LeBron Mafia. That's me. I'm part of it. I'm all for it. And I feel like LeBron got robbed of Defensive Player of the Year. What year was that? It was 2012 when Marc Gasol won or Tyson Chandler won.
I don't remember who won 2012.
I feel like he got robbed. 4 MVPs. People say he should have more. I feel like that's about right. I do feel like he should have unanimous MVP. I think in 2012, whoever voted for Carmelo Anthony is dead wrong. Dead wrong. He has 3 Finals MVPs. He could have 4. We know what series I'm talking about. When the NBA thought it was cool to give Andre Iguodala a Finals MVP,
But they lost. Go ahead, finish. It's your turn. I'm not going to interrupt you.
it's just LeBron James how longevity. 17 years in the league, no major injuries. Besides, no major injuries. He did take time off. I think his first year back in Cleveland to get his body right, whatever he got going on, because he made a try, whatever he's doing. But it's just the consistency. Before the coronavirus hit this year, year 17, he's leading the league in assists. And this is something he could have been if he really wanted to. Let's be honest. If he really wanted to. A lot of people knock on LeBron for his jump shot. I think he's a pretty good jump shooter. He's just very streaky. But his consistency has improved. But LeBron he's a better 3-point shooter than Jordan, but we ain't gonna talk about that yet. But it's just I think LeBron's basketball IQ is off the charts. I learned from watching LeBron. I don't play basketball no more, but I always watch the game. And it's just certain things he does on the basketball court. You even hear his teammates talk about it. The things he does on a basketball court is crazy. Just a couple days ago, I was watching an Iman Shumpert interview about LeBron James and how he sees the game and how it was this instance he said Iman said, okay, this person's a really good 3-point shooter, but LeBron said he doesn't shoot well from the left corner, so he sags off of on the left corner. Only LeBron would know that. But it's many more reasons why I can say to go. And I'm sure once this conversation gets flowing, it'll come out. Go ahead.
All right, my turn?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
All right, man. Michael Jordan, man. Oh, man, first of all, I didn't really get to see him play live because, I was too young, but I'm a student of the game, man.
Right.
I'm a student of the game. I watch all the hardwood classes. I watch all, highlights, games, break down the game, different players. Shout out to my dad, he kind of showed me the way, showed me all the old guys like Adrian Dantley, Joe Dumars, all them old cats. Like, oh man, this guy's special, man. You don't know about this. Benny Johnson, the microwave, all them cats. Showtime Lakers. Like, I used to just growing up, just like, man, you gotta respect the game. Like, it was so like before I get into Jordan being the GOAT, let me give you this quick spiel. Like, y'all gotta realize well, for us millennials, sometimes we become prisoners of the moment. Like in anything in general, but like especially in sports,
Right.
we become prisoners of the moment. We kind of forget what happened in the past, in history.
Even if it's a couple years ago.
Even if it's a couple of history. Mainly because of social media. Because social media
Right.
forces you to stay with the trend, stay up to date, which is good. It could be a blessing and a curse, but anyway, I always just wanted to, go back and just see who the greats back then. Like back in the day, Oscar Robinson, Mr. Triple Double before Westbrook.
Right.
Like, like it was just so many great players like back in the day. But man, back to Jordan, man, like I just want to talk about he used to put fear in people's hearts before he even stepped on the floor. Like that's crazy. Like I be watching interviews and documentaries. People say like Jordan was like God. Like they felt like he was like not human. Like that's scary.
Did you hear that Kevin Garnett interview about Michael Jordan?
Nah, let's get to that later.
Oh.
But anyway, man, yeah, like so just Jordan just had that presence of like, oh my God, like they knew who Michael Jordan was when he walked into the room. And I haven't even talked about him being on the floor. But Jordan, man, he was just Jordan was a dog, man. Like he had killer instinct all the way through. Like he played both sides. Jordan, like the difference between Jordan and LeBron. Jordan was great in his own way. LeBron was great in his own way.
Okay.
But I just feel like Jordan, he didn't take no plays off, didn't take no days off. I'm not saying LeBron takes days off, but LeBron, he takes time off. Like he'll take possessions off. I've seen him play where he'll sag off on defense, he'll get lazy on defense just to conserve it in on offense. Jordan will play both ends hard. That's why he's a 9-time our first team on defense 9 times. So I don't know how many times LeBron is. Do you know? Okay, let's just put that stat. Let me tell you that stat out there. 9-time first team all defense. Michael Jordan was a dog. A lot of people don't put that out there. Yeah, Jordan, he did. LeBron, I'll give LeBron this. LeBron is more efficient than Jordan in terms of, his overall, numbers and scoring. But Jordan is not even close. Is way better scorer than LeBron. LeBron's obviously, pass first guy. But MJ, man, he just had it. He had everything. I feel like Michael could have been like he could have played LeBron's way and still been great. I think. But Jordan was just so much of a fluent scorer. Like he just uplifted his teammate and his teammates around him, kind of like piggyback off him and I'm not saying they fear Jordan, but they like, okay, let me get my act together because I'm playing with Michael.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, and a lot of people, this is the thing that I hate the most. A lot of people always say, oh, Jordan had Pippen, he had Rodman, but look what LeBron had though.
Come on, man.
Come on. Look what LeBron had though.
Okay, bring him up.
Bring him up.
Bring him up.
Okay, I'll give LeBron this.
No.
I'll give LeBron this. From 03 to 09, his first tender in Cleveland. I'll give him a pass on that. I'll give him the pass on the finals in 07 against San Antonio, which they got swept by the way. But
hey, it's pretty easy.
He didn't really have what everybody gives LeBron, pacifier for. Like they always baby him for this. He didn't have help. Jordan always had help. Jordan had he made Scottie Pippen who he was. I don't care who else. Scottie Pippen is a great player, but Scottie Pippen when he first came to the league wasn't all that good. Jordan still carried the team.
Right.
And it was a couple of years later where Pippen became into himself into a great player. And Jordan had John Paxson and B.J. Armstrong and Luke Longley, cats you don't know about, Tony Kukoc. Like LeBron, like look at the players LeBron had on his team versus the players Jordan had on his team.
Okay, well
who had the better team?
Well, let's talk about
it. Okay, we can talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
I'm still not there.
LeBron, let's talk about who LeBron took to the finals in 07. He took Daniel Gibson, Zydrunas Ilgauskas.
Okay.
What's his name? Drew Gooden.
Drew Gooden, okay. He had
Danielle Marshall.
Wally Zerbiak, which I love by the way. He's a sharpshooter.
Yeah,
underrated. Wally Zerbiak was on that team. Yep.
Come on, don't say it like Wally was.
He wouldn't like God. He's just like a personal favorite. It's just,
but it's like we can't even like his second and third fiddle people was Zydrunas Ilgauskas and a rookie, Daniel Gibson.
Okay, but don't get me wrong. That does show me LeBron's greatness though. For him to carry that team, he did have Mo Williams by the way. Mo Williams was bucket.
That was after that year.
It was after.
Yeah,
scratch that. But LeBron is. I'm not saying LeBron is like not great. Like he's still a great player. I respect him, but he's just not one of my favorite players. But we'll get into that. So LeBron, yes, it was special, and he did a great thing by carrying a team, like pretty much no-name guys, to the finals in '07. And he was very young, by the way. He was only like his 4th year in the league.
21, 22.
So that was really impressive, but actually the series before that against Detroit was very special. That's when I think he really like.
That's when he dropped 27 in straight points.
He really like he was always like that guy, but that was when that series against Detroit in '07. I kind of saw the dog in LeBron, but it's kind of like I see it and then it goes away. But with Jordan, it's there all the time. But we can continue to talk, right? So anyway, back to let's talk about teams. Okay, let's go now. Okay, Jordan had Pippen. This is before Robin. Jordan had, I don't know all the whole squad, but I'm gonna just give you some names. Before Robin came, before they formed the Big Three.
Right.
I know Jordan had John Paxson. He had B.J. Armstrong, Luke Longley, Bill Winnington, I think, and he had
Horace Grant.
He had Horace Grant. Horace Grant was a good player. Horace Grant was good. He was a good player. So Scotty. So Jordan, Scotty, and Horace. So obviously, you know Jordan's a great player. And you got to think about look at the team Jordan played back in the day. Like those teams were hard. Like the Boston Celtics of the world. His first title was against the Lakers, Showtime Lakers at the end of their prime. Even though they was old, they still was great.
Right.
The Celtics, the Pistons, bad boy Pistons. Jordan getting thrown on the ground.
Jordan, he lost in the first 2 years, but I think that was due to I watched the tape. I think it was due to Scotty. I think Scotty always had on the defensive end, but with Scotty, the development was more on the offensive end for him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And when Scotty developed more on the defensive end, Jordan, he was able to get over that hump of the bad boy Pistons. And they still had Robin.
No, they didn't get Robin until the second three-peat, after when Jordan came back after retirement.
Okay.
So the first three-peat was, Jordan's team wasn't that good. So you gotta get an edge to Jordan. Like he had a lot of complementary pieces. Yeah, he had Pippen and Horace Grant, but Scottie Pippen's a Hall of Fame. But Horace Grant is like, he's good. I'm not saying he's bad. He's a good player. I wouldn't say he's a great player.
But outside of that, let's talk about who he played in the finals that first three-peat. He played
his first play against the Lakers in '91. Second one against the Trailblazers in '92.
The Trailblazers.
They had Clyde Drexler.
Clyde Drexler, Terry Porter.
Terry Porter was good. Jerome Kersey was good. You got to go back and get to the tape, man. I got my education.
Who they played that third year?
They played.
Was it the Supersonics? Or was
they played Supersonics in '96.
That was
in '93. They played the
It wasn't the Rockets.
They played. They played the. They played. Hold on, we're gonna get this. They played. I know it. I know all 6 titles. Okay, first was the Lakers. '92 was Portland. '93 was. I think this is the championship before. Yeah, this is the championship before he retired.
Dang, like I don't remember.
What was that team?
Lakers, Trailblazers.
Shoot. Oh man, we gotta look it up. I'm sorry.
That slipped my mind too.
Bear with us. We're gonna find this.
It wasn't.
Dang, I gotta know these facts. Sorry about the brain fart, y'all.
That's tough because everybody remember the second three-peat. Everybody remember that. Supersonics and Jazz twice.
Yeah. Oh, they played Phoenix. How can I forget about that? Charles Barkley and the boys.
And what army?
Man, the Suns? They had
Kevin Johnson.
They had KJ, Kevin Johnson. They had Charles Barkley, Cedric Ceballos. They had Dan Marley, bad white boy could shoot.
Yeah, Dan Marley.
Dan Marley could shoot it. I know you played with him on 2K.
Yeah. Dan Marley.
Yeah, Dan Marley was good.
He's tough, man.
So, for me, like LeBron, Jordan, I just say Jordan did more with less, I think.
Ooh.
I feel like Jordan did more with less because let's go to LeBron's team when he started winning championships. Miami, 2011. Skip Bayless always says it.
Yeah.
The biggest
no
meltdown
doubt
by a
about
superstar.
superstar.
Everybody's superstar. And it's true. Like
As
he had everything.
As a LeBron fan, this is unexcusable.
The moment when LeBron James made his decision, I'll never forget it. The summer of 2010.
Not one, not two.
I was 15 years old. I was like, man, this guy's really gonna hold the world on how to make his decision. I'm like, that sat with me for a long time, man. Like
now it's holding the world hostage.
Like,
come on, man. It was for charity.
I'm gonna take my time to South Beach. I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. Like, charity is cool. It's just the way like it came off. Like, you ain't got to do all that. But and then like what really took me off was when they got on stage in Miami, like fans everywhere, and they going crazy. They talking about now 1, now 2, now 3, now 4, now 5. I'm like, LeBron, if you gonna win 7 titles in Miami, show me. If you do that, you the greatest player ever. But and it just looked bad. Like that same season they lose to Dallas. Now don't get me wrong, Dallas had a magical season. I did not expect them to even make it to the finals that year.
Do you think LeBron would receive less hate if he didn't do that? He just went to Miami and just he won his 2 titles and just.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
He would have received less hate, especially from me. I would have. Don't get me wrong. I respect LeBron, but I would respect him even more if he didn't do all that. But
okay.
It just made it look bad on him because they lose the finals that year.
That's very fair. That's very fair.
That looked bad on him and the Heat. But now let's go into the breakdown of the teams. Okay, now look at LeBron James' team. Okay, you team up with D-Wade. First you leave Cleveland and then you go to Miami and team up with your buddy D-Wade.
Right,
This is where
was still good.
Yeah, this is like the era where player mobility started to become popular. Started with the Boston Celtics back in 07, 08 when they had Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett. But we'll talk about that later. We'll discuss that later. But like LeBron teaming up with D-Wade, Chris Bosh. I'm like, dude, really? Like, you supposed to be the greatest player? People saying you're the greatest player ever, and you teaming up with, D-Wade, future Hall of Famer, who already won a title before he came. Chris Bosh, superstar, future Hall of Famer as well. And so, like, and then you lose your first year? Don't get me wrong. I get it. They needed to develop chemistry, but I feel like the season's long enough where you can develop chemistry throughout the season. You got 82 games plus the playoffs. Come on now. And LeBron was. See, this is what separates Jordan and LeBron. That first year in Miami for LeBron took the back seat because he felt like
it was D-Wade's
team. See, now Jordan, Jordan never been in this predicament, so like Jordan always just had that dog in him because that's just who he is.
Right.
So it kind of took like LeBron took D-Wade to like give LeBron the keys, the keys to the wheel, like.
But come on, you can't blame LeBron. Like D-Wade, he won a title there. He's been there.
But at the end of the day, you're still the best player on the team, though. You can't take the seat back.
It's the principle.
In the biggest moments, though, he played bad in that final.
He did, and it's just my opinion. It was just LeBron. It was whose
Jordan,
team is
Jordan
it? LeBron didn't know how to close yet. Let's be honest. LeBron, it was a big stage for him. He couldn't close.
Couldn't close. But
he didn't know if I'm gonna take over. I'm just gonna let D-Wade do. This D-Wade spot. So, like he said, Jordan never been in this predicament, and the Bulls organization, they were blessed enough to they drafted Scottie Pippen. He was surrounded with Michael Jordan. He already had a piece in Horace Grant.
Yeah.
LeBron, he never if I'm not mistaken,
found his pieces.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, LeBron will always be like back and forth between the organization about draft picks or get people here and trades. And so LeBron never really had the opportunity to build anything because he would always get players when they were old. He got Shaq when he was old. It was just
wait. You said LeBron always got players when he was old?
Yeah. Well, in Cleveland.
Oh, okay. Let's be specific.
Yeah, let's be specific. In Cleveland, he got an old beat down Shaq who, I even think if LeBron got the Heat version of Shaq, they probably would have went farther in the playoffs because the version of Shaq that they got in Cleveland, it come on, bro, like he was Shaq, but it's like he was Shaquille O'Neal, man. He wasn't Shaq.
Yeah, after Shaq went down to Miami, won the title with D-Wade, I think his time was running out then, but he still played a few more years. Went to Phoenix, then went to Boston, and then actually went to Phoenix.
He was actually really solid about Phoenix.
But Yeah, but yeah, Shaq, you know, he kind of just played the rest of the years just to play. But yeah, back to the debate still, the breakdown, still not done.
All right.
But the teams, man, like Jordan's team, and oh, by the way, you know the Last Dance is coming out. The documentary.
April 19th, right?
Featuring the Bulls,
April 19th.
championship Bulls. I cannot wait. I'm glad they pushed that date up because the date originally was supposed to come out like in June, but I guess because of coronavirus stuff
we
going on,
need that.
we need that.
We need
And I saw it this morning. I was like, oh my gosh, that made my day. But I cannot wait for that documentary to come out. But yeah, like Jordan's teams weren't as good, so I just feel like Jordan did more with less during his championship run. So now I want to talk about the clutch gene. Jordan, granted, I'll give LeBron this. Numbers wise, everybody wants to talk about the numbers. And numbers never lie, which is true. LeBron is more efficient than Jordan. I give it that.
In the clutch, thank you.
LeBron, I mean, their playing style is just different. Like LeBron gets his buckets different. Jordan takes tougher shots, so obviously like his percentage would be lower. But that doesn't determine like still who's like the greatest player.
Now, because now okay, you're going off the eye test. You're going off the eye test now, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I promise, nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I like how you brought up the numbers. But you brought up, Jordan. He does take tough. The same thing, kind of like with Kobe. He takes tougher shots. He has lower field goals.
Yeah, that just goes back to their playing
style. Eye test, man.
Yeah, the eye test. But just saying that, like Jordan, he did shoot the three well, but one thing he had in his bag, his arsenal, that fadeaway and them off the dribble pull ups, mid range pull ups, man. He kill you with pull up jumpers. Like Jordan, obviously he can get to the rack, but like Jordan he didn't that for me like I mean I know in today's game like the 3-point shot is like everything, but back then this will also make Jordan like even greater. Like he didn't need to shoot three. I mean nobody back in the day really shot the three ball like that except for like Reggie Miller, Larry Bird, and all them cats. But like Jordan didn't have to shoot the three to be great. That's special. Like he kill y'all mid-range pull-ups, getting to the rim, getting to the line, fadeaways, and his footwork was immaculate. The guy's footwork was, oh my God, it was ridiculous. Like I mean, Kobe. That's what made Kobe so great. For Kobe to imitate Jordan's move, step for step, play by play, like tick for tack, like that's beautiful. Like Kobe, and that's what makes Kobe so great. Because Kobe. I mean, he's like a mirror image of Jordan, like literally. Like he literally like took all Jordan's moves and did them all like to perfection. But
and Kobe, he had less in terms of athleticism.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Kobe was athletic.
No, man.
Kobe was athletic.
No, man. He was deceptive. He was really deceptive.
No.
The more I watched the tape on Kobe.
Okay,
athleticism.
I say Jordan had more hang time than Kobe in terms of because Jordan's dunks looked more crisp, more like Jordan's dunks was so smooth. Jordan was just so smooth.
It's like Kobe had he got it. He had the stretch, and
I would say Kobe's very athletic, man. Kobe's very athletic. I'm not gonna let you say
Of course, he's in the NBA, but you know what I mean, man.
I got you. I mean, I get a nod to Jordan, but barely though. But I mean, like just Jordan. He just it's so crazy. It's so hard to explain. I know we in this topic for a long time, but everybody knew Jordan was getting the ball. They knew he was gonna take the shot every single time. And granted, he didn't make every shot because he's human. But at the end of the day, he made a lot of game winners. Like the guy is like ridiculous. Like Jordan's clutch gene was off the charts. So I mean, LeBron. Granted, he had some clutch moments as well, but I mean, I gotta give an eye to Jordan, man. Like he's just more clutch than LeBron, and he's more clutch at the line as well. Let's talk about the free throw line, man. We got it. This is the GOAT breakdown. I'm giving you guys a breakdown on why Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James. Raziel is giving you. In
the clutch, man, I'm taking LeBron. Personally, I'm taking LeBron.
Give me a reason.
Because I know LeBron, he's going to give me the best opportunity to win. It's not about ego. It's not about, I'm taking his last shot. I don't care. It's more about.
I'm not saying Jordan.
LeBron is going. Where everybody says he's going to make the right basketball play. If Kyle Korver is open in the corner, LeBron is not running to the mid range and just shooting it over 3 people. LeBron is going to pass it to Kyle Korver. Make or miss. That is a high percentage shot.
What happened in the finals in 2018 before JR had a mental lapse? If you remember, LeBron had Steph Curry on him.
Okay.
He could have easily pulled up for a mid-range or went to the rack, but he decided to pass it off. LeBron is 6'8", 6'9", 250, 260. You got a 6'3" guard, 190 on you. Come on now.
This is so hypercritical. It's so
Come on now.
hypercritical, man.
That's just one moment. What happened in I don't know. I'm not gonna give another specific one, but LeBron, like,
please don't bring up the 2012 Heat final. Please don't bring that up, cause I already got the ammo loaded for that. I already got the ammo loaded for that.
Nah. The 2012 finals, I'll give y'all credit. Y'all beat OKC.
No, my bad. I meant 2013. My bad. 2013 Ray Allen.
Oh.
Let's not bring it. I already got the ammo loaded for that.
This has been a topic.
All right. Because people bored and they just got to bring it up again. You know.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Let's go back to 2013, Miami versus San Antonio.
Okay.
NBA Finals Game 6,
right?
Which all you guys know.
Right.
You know, Ray Allen, the shot of, you know, basically like the best shot in NBA history.
Well, you know, just my memory. You know, mistake me if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong.
Gotcha.
You know, the Heat were down 13 going into the fourth quarter.
Right.
And LeBron was giving them buckets, bringing them boys back in the game. And I remember before it was 89, 95. You know, LeBron pull up for the left wing 3. Boom, get it. He get it. Don't nobody talk about it. Nobody talk about that. But everybody bring up the 3. LeBron missed.
I'm not gonna get on LeBron about that. Like he did bring back the Heat into the game. Like he scored on 13. I don't remember.
I don't know if it was 13 to be exact, but I do remember him going. He was going.
I really gotta blame Kawhi Leonard on this, man. Granted, he was young, but he had a chance to ice the game at the line.
With the free throws, and the Spurs were choking. Tony Parker missed a free throw.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan missed a bunny layup.
At the end of the day, I'm like, the Spurs had 2 opportunities to win that game and then win the final. But I mean,
you know, they had the tape wrapped around the ring. Yeah. I was 11, 10 years old, man. I was finna cry. I was finna get all LeBron hate, man. LeBron keep losing.
I'm not okay. I'm gonna just be real, man. I'm not gonna say it's lucky, but I just feel like the Heat got, you know, it was just. I mean, everybody's at the right place at the right time, you know.
Big time players, man. Big time players.
I gotta give Chris Bosh credit, man, for that rebound.
Most definitely.
Like that was a tough rebound. Kick it to Ray. Ray's like, you know, obviously one of the greatest 3-point shooters of all time. Between him and Steph Curry, obviously they 1 and 2. So,
right.
But I mean, like at the end of the day, LeBron still got saved.
Because he got saved. What happened to teammates? You know, it's a team game. There's no
LeBron got saved because
it's a team game.
He missed the 3. Yes. Who knows? Chris Bosh he got just in the right position.
Oh my God.
Tim Duncan could have easily got a rebound.
He did. The Spurs were choking down.
He could have easily got a rebound. He was in a better position. But hey,
that game away.
They got that one. But hey, but still, who knows if they would have won Game 7? That was Game 6. They had to win Game 7 because it was serious 3-2.
And LeBron showed up. I think, if I'm not mistaken,
So
LeBron dropped 35, 15, and 5 in Game 7.
We don't know the stats specifically, but like I just feel like who knows, like that's a toss up still. But I mean, obviously the Heat won Game 7. The Spurs could have won Game 7. We wouldn't be talking about Game 6.
LeBron iced that game. LeBron iced Game 7 too.
I give it to him. He played great.
Pull up jumper over Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
Granted, he was young, but you know, Kawhi was gaining traction as a really top notch defender in the league. LeBron had to jump over him, ice the game, championship.
Okay, now let's talk about the next year. What happened in the next year, 2014?
Man, all I remember was D Wade getting his knees drained.
LeBron had cramps.
Let's talk about the series before the finals. It was the Bulls.
Derrick Rose still there?
Nah, D Rose was still there, but you know
he was
actually the leader of that team was Nate. No, it was Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson was going crazy that year.
Yeah.
Cause you know D Rose was in and out, torn ACL. But let's talk about D Wade. This is where D Wade, even a little bit in 2012. D Wade, my knees hurt. I gotta get my knees drained. I remember the Chicago Bulls series specifically.
That's one knock on him. I love D Wade. He's actually one of my favorite players as well. But the knock on him was the injury. If he didn't get nicked up as much, I feel like could have been even better than what he was. It was
Right.
scary. But yeah, like the Heat were kind of breaking down in 2014. I get it. I mean, I don't know the circumstances specifically, but they say LeBron got cramps because the arena
They
in
ain't
San
had no
Antonio
AC.
didn't have no AC, which has been, I guess it's a fact. A lot of people have been saying it, but I'm not
That's
buying it. I'm not buying it. If that's the case, then why didn't the whole Miami Heat get cramps? I feel like LeBron just didn't have the proper fluids in him at the time.
Hey.
So, but
The Heat were in that game. The Heat were in that game.
But the Spurs definitely got their revenge and beat them 4-1 2014.
They beat them boys bad.
Now let's get back to MJ. Okay, so Michael Jordan, man. Okay, let's see. Okay, now in the middle of his 6 titles, he took a break, man. You know, after '93, his father passed, and he wanted to fulfill his dad's dream by playing baseball. 'Cause